What Manhattan Legal Services does in providing representation to low-income people and to communities of color not only impacts those individuals in those communities, but impacts all of us. What we're doing is effectively leveling the playing field for our clients who can't afford to hire an attorney.
I think fundamentally, everyone deserves the right to legal services, and it shouldn't matter where you live or what your income level is. Because so many times, people are not in a position to know how to play the game, and Manhattan Legal Services gives them a place to come and really understand what they can do and what their rights are.
At Manhattan Legal Services, the clients that we serve and the work is so important for these people because sometimes it is between life and death. They are looking for just food stamps, helps them bring food into their home. Medicaid gives them health insurance coverage. Cash assistance helps them pay their rent. All of these things are super important and make a really big difference to people in their lives.
I was working for Dollar General. Then I became pregnant with my second baby. While I was pregnant, I was still working, but they shifted me from full-time to part-time. So things just started financially getting difficult. And then when the pandemic happened, I was 7 or 8 months pregnant. So with my fear of what was gonna happen and not knowing what to expect, I lost my job.
She gave birth and she was in the middle of an eviction proceeding because she had stopped working. She had only missed 2 to 3 months rent, hardworking woman. She found herself struggling to know if she was gonna have shelter in the midst of a shelter-in-place time period in New York. And so she came to us with an eviction case.
It was devastating because I've always liked to pride myself in being independent and always trying to make sure that financially I was okay to take care of myself, to take care of my son. And so it was hard. It was really a scary, scary thing. It was very overwhelming for me. I didn't know what I was going to do.
So the case was sent to our housing unit, and a housing attorney thought it might be possible that she would be eligible for a rental subsidy, which we call FEPS, which helps clients pay their rent.
Through her shelter allowance and FEPS subsidy, her rent is now completely covered. So now she has a newborn at home and she doesn't have to stress out about how to put food on the table and how to keep shelter over her head and her children's head.
It's a big relief. It feels good to not have to constantly worry about if I'm gonna be able to provide for my children, if they're gonna be okay. I'm just grateful that I was able to connect with Manhattan Legal Services and get to where I am now, which is pushing me in a more positive direction. And I just recently signed up for Lehman College, so I'm currently back in school, enrolled in Bachelor's for Social Work. If I didn't have Manhattan Legal Services, I honestly don't know where I would have been. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart in the most genuine way possible for everything that you have done for me, for the doors that you've opened for me, for the peace that you've brought to my mind, to my heart, and just to my family overall. Thank you so much.
I think most people appreciate that COVID has really exposed the deep divide in societal injustice and economic injustice in this world. And so many of the clients in New York City are the very individuals who depend on hourly wage jobs that are really no longer there and or exposing them to risk of illness. So it's really important in these times that they know that they're going to hold on to their home even if they can't temporarily pay rent until things get a little bit back to normal.
I was working full-time in the hospitality industry, and around mid-April I found out that I had been laid off because of the coronavirus pandemic. And then when it came to applying for my unemployment benefits, I did apply, and unfortunately nothing seemed to be happening in terms of me being able to receive my benefits. And that's when I sought the help of Manhattan Legal Services.
Ms. Jenkins had applied for unemployment insurance and was having a hard time getting the Department of Labor to release the benefits. And with the millions of people who became unemployed at the same time, which was around late March, early April, the computer system crashed. So when people were making attempts, no matter what time of the day it was, they were unsuccessful. Ms. Jenkins was unfortunately one of those claimants who was not able to get through.
This went on for months. It was an extremely stressful time for me, and to add insult to injury, I found out my SNAP benefits had been terminated, my Medicaid had been terminated, and so that meant I had nothing. The savings I had were basically gone. I had no access really to buy food food, it turned into a mega nightmare.
The Department of Labor was finally able to investigate that all her certifications that she was attempting to make were all legitimate and that she was eligible for all of the benefits backdated to when she first made her application, which were around $11,000.
When I finally found out that I would be receiving my benefits, it was a very pleasant shock. It was unbelievable. Without Manhattan Legal Services, I would not have been able to get the help that I needed. I just want to thank Manhattan Legal Services from the depths of my heart. They gave me the opportunity to really get back on my feet to the best of my ability during very difficult times, and I appreciate that.
A lot of our clients lost their jobs overnight, and there were many people who had never been on benefits before. So what we did this summer is that we started a benefits application clinic, and what that was, when clients call in, they would be helped with their application over the phone. Our cases, when we opened that clinic, tripled overnight. The pro bono unit brought us different firms that actually volunteered their time and would call clients back and help them through this process for the application. Clients have been able to get benefits quicker. It just helps so much.
It is really fundamentally hard to serve all of the needs of New York City residents. By taking these law firms who support us with their pro bono hours and resources, we are able to amplify the services we provide exponentially. It's their expertise, it's their numbers, it's their offices, it's their attorneys, and we are incredibly grateful to firms like Debevoise & Plimpton and Goodwin Procter for their help, and to our corporate allies like Citizens Bank and their legal department for helping us do the work we do.
Without your support, we would not be able to have the impact that we have and do the great work that we do. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank all of you for supporting us and for being committed to making change in New York City. Thank you.